Well, hello beautiful people, my name is Bridget and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all having an awesome day, and today we're going to talk about happy stuff. Today we're going to talk about springtime eyeshadow palettes. Today I'm going to talk about 8 different eyeshadow palettes I think are really good if you're trying to get like a springtime look, or of course these are shades that I think are really good for summertime, so if you have anything in your own collection that matches these, maybe start thinking about breaking them out for the new season. I'm so glad winter is over, and without any further ado guys, let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, before we get started, I want to thank BetterHelp for working with me and sponsoring today's video. So BetterHelp is a great way to solve a lot of issues you may struggle with personally. So if you have anything stopping you from being happy in life or achieving your goals or anything like that, and you feel like talking to someone would help, BetterHelp is the best way to do that with licensed online counselors and therapists. So you can contact them any time or day. They'll get to you back within a reasonable amount of time. They also can schedule weekly phone calls or video sessions, whichever you prefer, and get online counseling online with no creepy doctor's office or like going to some place you're uncomfortable with, waiting in a weird waiting room, having people judge you, like wondering what you're there for. You don't have to worry about any of that with BetterHelp. So it's online licensed therapy, so this is not a self-help thing. This is actually like legitimate counseling online to help you work these issues with professionals, and it's a great way to solve anything you have problems with. Now, I always have a suicide prevention hotline towards the bottom of my description box for you because I've always been raving about like take care of your mental health. It affects you more than you actually think it does sometimes, and this is a great way to deal with that. It's also way more affordable than traditional counseling, and there's also financial aid available in case you need it. So if you guys are interested in taking charge of your mental health today, visit betterhelp.com/porcelain. That is betterhelp.com/porcelain. You can save 10% off your first month. So thank you BetterHelp for working with me today. It's a very important message you guys are spreading and helping people with, and I appreciate you. Okay guys, so this is all gonna be my personal opinion, of course, of like what I think is appropriate for springtime, but I try to give a good variety of brands in here. So I have 8 palettes here. Only 2 of them have 2 from the same brand. So let's start off with one that I thought was being discontinued but is still available right now, and I think is really fun, and I want to get more use out of myself, so I'm going to pull it out and try to use it more often. This is the Lunar Beauty Strawberry Dream. When I think of springtime, I think of like yellows and pinks and greens, and so here is like the first pick, which is like a pinky palette, but it also has some like fun shades in there, like a gold. So here is the Strawberry Dreams palette. I like these icy shades and like the light pinks. It also has really bright pop of yellow as well as blues and stuff. Makes it a pretty fun palette. Now, it's not a palette I've used a ton myself, but I want to use it more for springtime. I think a lot of people get a lot of use out of it. Also, I feel like I could use this pop of color with any of these other colors and make a really fun look. So Lunar Beauty Strawberry Dream is my first recommendation, but I know it's not going to fit everyone because it is very colorful. So my next pick is something more on the colorful neutral side because it's not in your face with color, and it's also another indie brand. So this is the Give Me Glow Cosmetics Vintage Rose palette. This palette is so pretty, you guys. Their shimmers are to die for. They're stunning. So this is the Give Me Glow Vintage Rose palette. This palette is sold out so many times, you guys. But as far as like what I think of like springtime, I see the light pink, I see the champagne-y pink, and I see the rose tones, and then the green. Like the green makes a beautiful nighttime, like a nighttime look without being just like grungy or like smoky eye. So I feel like this is a great versatile palette for the springtime. It screams romantic Easter to me for some reason, and I really enjoy the quality of this palette. The mattes are really good, but the shimmers are where it's at. Next up is a newer palette that I do have a full review of. I also mentioned it in my monthly favorites, but it is the Limoncello palette from Colourpop. Now this one, first of all, this packaging screams springtime to me. It's so pretty, and then you look at it and you're like, okay, I see why she put this in the video. It's just such a pretty simple palette. It has a little bit of color. You can get a little bit of yellow, a little bit of blue, a little bit of green out of this, but it's nothing super like extraordinary. It's not a rainbow palette. Springtime is all about like being fun and light and airy and pretty, and like this is like a cute like I'm gonna go get a picnic kind of deal palette to me. I don't know. It's like an everyday kind of color scheme for myself because I love yellows, I love oranges and stuff, but I look at the packaging, I'm like, oh, it's a cute little picnic moment. Even though I'm pretty sure limoncello, you guys told me, is a liquor beverage that I really want to try now because it sounds good. Next up for Colourpop, because I did have 2 Colourpop palettes. This is the one that like you guys are not going to say is a springtime palette, but for me, springtime means we can finally get outside because it's not cold like winter anymore, and I'm lazy when I want to go do stuff. So that's Taupe palette because it's very simple and you can't mess it up. So like I said, for springtime, I just want to go out and do stuff. I want to get out of the house once in a while. Maybe like go outside and do something at the beach, I don't know. I don't go to the beach. But this is a very simple palette. You can't really mess up the looks. Any mattes, any shimmers in this are really going to go together really well. So if you want to go outside and you want to go do stuff, you don't want to think about your eyeshadow, this is the perfect palette for that. Next up, another light but fun, kind of colorful but not super extraordinary palette, perfect for springtime, is the Sigma Beauty Cor de Rosa eyeshadow palette. This is so pretty, you guys. So like also the packaging is like stunning as well, but like the color scheme is so pretty. So I like the pinks, the reds, a couple of neutral tones as well as like rosier tones, and then that little pop of gold, which really makes it for me. I love this Cor de Rosa shade down here. It's like a creamy matte, so creamy and pretty, and their eyeshadow formula has really like impressed me in the last year or so. It's stepped up their game quite a bit, and this is just a beautiful palette. I love the shimmers. They're very metallic, not glittery. And then like some of them are more soft, like subtle shimmer that's really easy to blend over the eye. Like this one called Dark Night is one of those like satiny, beautiful shimmer shades to me. It's so pretty, easy to blend out. And then we have other ones like Belle of the Ball right here, which are more of a metallic formula, but they're just so easy to work with that like this palette for me is like the ideal springtime palette. If anything screams springtime to me, it's this one and the Limoncello one. Next up is a brand I am an affiliate with, so you can use code Porcelain if you want to save even more money off this already affordable palette. This is the Alter Ego Blooms palette, which is a dupe for Natasha Denona palette. So this palette is super pretty. Of course, you can see where I'm going with the springtime deals here. Very Eastery, but slightly more adult than just like Easter bunny rabbit stuff. Like we had the Bambi collection, which was all pastel Easter colors, and it screams spring, right? But these are colors I think more practical for every day. So I think this palette's so pretty. Of course, I could never afford the real Natasha Denona ones, so this is a way more affordable option. It has has a luxurious, heavy packaging. It feels fancy, but at a way more affordable price. And it performs really well. I also have a full review of this one as well in case you want to see it and perform in action and stuff. But like it's cute, and the little pinks and everything in here are so pretty. Like it's nice. Also, everyone gave me crap because I thought this was a green. It still looks slightly green to me, but it is technically a silver. And lastly, I do have two palettes from Kaleidos here because Kaleidos shimmers and the Give Me Glow shimmers are like the ones you need for spring if you want to like have a beautiful metallic shimmery lid. So the first one is the Futurism VII, I don't know what number that is, Sashimi City palette. So it's this cute little Futurism palette. They have a bunch of these as well, but this one's like the favorite one for springtime. Very simple, very neutral, but has that little bit of pink, a little bit of a blushy tone, which makes it very springy to me. And I also love this. It's magnetic. Isn't that so cute? Like, it's so cute. And also this packaging is everything, but their shimmers are beautiful, and I thought that'd be a really cute, simple, easy to travel with palette for spring. Now, the other palette that I have in my eyes today, I've been wearing this for a couple hours now, and it still looks good, is not as much of like, oh, this is spring staple stuff, but it's just a good mix of stuff that you could use for anything that I'm loving. So this is the Kaleidos Makeup Club Nebula palette. First of all, the packaging, you guys, I'm not over. I also have a review of this palette as well, but here it is. So we have the greens, we have the pinks, and we have like light shades like these shimmers here that are great for springtime. So I've been looking at this palette ever since I got it. I've been looking at it every day. Like there's so many things I could do with this. It has peachier tones, it has the bright colors we want for spring, and it has those darker colors too, so you could easily if you don't want to wipe all your makeup off at the end of the day, you want to keep wearing it but transition into like a nighttime look, you can do that with this palette. So I mean, there's nothing this palette can't do in my eyes right now. I'm in love with it. So that was the last one I have for you as far as spring palettes, you guys. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give me another palette you think would be great for springtime in the comment section. I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, the Yes Please palette from Colourpop. Always, but I feel like I recommended that for years now. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out BetterHelp at the top of the description box. That's betterhelp.com/porcelain to save 10% off your first month. If you guys use it, let me know how you like the counseling and everything in my comment section. Send me a message sometime. Let me know how you're liking it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.